What makes someone impossible to ignore you? Now that's a question of unforgiving magnetism. Picture this: a person walks into a room and without uttering a single word, all eyes are drawn to them. That's the power of magnetism, a captivating presence that's intensely hard to resist. This isn't about beauty or charm. No, it's a lot deeper than that. It's about confidence, an assurance that radiates from within, a force field that pulls others in. It's about being secure in who you are, what you stand for, your values, your beliefs, your essence. It's about being comfortable in your skin, embracing your individuality, and not being afraid to show it to the world. And here's the secret. This magnetic pull doesn't stem from the need for validation. It's not about seeking approval or affirmation. Instead, it's about self-assurance, knowing your worth, and not needing anyone else to confirm it. It's about being your most authentic self, and letting that authenticity shine through. So, how does this factor into your villain era? Well, in this phase, you're not just a participant in the game of life, you're the game master. You're not just a character in the story, you're the author. You're not just a flame, you're a blazing inferno, captivating everyone around you. In your villain era, you are the flame, and they are the moths drawn irresistibly to your light. Ever thought about the power of controlled chaos? It's an intriguing notion, isn't it? This is not about creating disorder or inciting havoc. No, this is about artfully manipulating the emotional landscape, crafting an environment that keeps others teetering on the edge of suspense. Imagine a room. It's filled with energy, buzzing with emotions, a canvas waiting for a maestro. That's you. You're the one who steps into this room and takes control, not by imposing authority, but by subtly influencing the mood. You pull at the strings of intrigue, curiosity, and anticipation, playing a symphony of emotions that leaves others spellbound. This is the art of controlled chaos. You don't cause disruption, you create intensity, you infuse the air with an electric charge that makes hearts race and minds whirl. And yet you remain the eye of the storm, calm and undisturbed. It's a paradox, isn't it? You're the conductor of this emotional orchestra, yet you're seemingly untouched by it. But that's the secret, isn't it? Your unflappable calmness in the face of emotional turbulence is what draws people in. It's what makes them look at you with wide-eyed wonder, their hearts pounding with a mix of excitement and anxiety. They're hooked, they're captivated, they're under your spell. And all because you understand the power of controlled chaos, the art of manipulating emotions with precision and intent. Your calm amidst the chaos becomes your most potent weapon. How does indifference poison relationships? Let's delve into this intriguing concept. Indifference, in its purest form, is a lack of interest, concern, or sympathy. It's a powerful, silent weapon that disrupts the balance of emotional power dynamics in relationships. The more indifferent you seem, the more others are drawn to seek your validation. It's a paradox, isn't it? The less you care, the more they yearn for your attention. Imagine a scenario. You're in a room full of people. Conversations are buzzing, laughter echoes, and emotions are high. Yet amidst this chaos, you stand unperturbed, indifferent. This lack of reaction, this emotional detachment, it creates a vacuum. And nature abhors a vacuum. People are drawn to fill this void, to elicit a reaction from you, to validate their existence in your world. But what happens when they fail? What happens when their attempts to engage you fall flat, and your indifference remains unbroken? It leaves them in a state of desperation. They become consumed by the need for your acknowledgement, your validation. This desperation can spiral into obsession as they continuously question their worthiness in your eyes. And so the poison of indifference seeps into relationships, disrupting the emotional power dynamics and leaving others desperate for your acknowledgement. It's a powerful tool, a silent weapon that can be wielded with precision. Suddenly they find themselves questioning their worth in your eyes. What does it mean to be the master of the unseen game? Let's dive into this intriguing concept. Picture yourself as a skilled chess player, but instead of a board and pieces, your playing field is the world around you, and your pieces are the expectations and perceptions of others. You've outgrown the old narratives, the worn-out stories others have told about you, or even the ones you've told about yourself. You've shed your old skin, and with it, the limitations it imposed. Now you stand in your truth, an enigma that defies the conventional and the expected. But what does this shift mean for those around you? It leaves them guessing, constantly trying to decipher the enigma that is you. You've disrupted the status quo, you've shifted the expectations, and now they can't help but be drawn into the mystery. They're playing catch-up, trying to understand the new rules of the game while you're already 10 steps ahead. Being the master of the unseen game isn't about outsmarting or deceiving others. It's about embracing your growth, your evolution, and letting it shine unapologetically. It's about giving others the opportunity to see you for who you truly are, not who they want or expect you to be. And the beauty of it all? They remain invested in you, captivated by the chase. They're hooked on the mystery, the intrigue, and most importantly, they're hooked on you. Can emotions be used as a form of currency? It's a thought-provoking question, isn't it? Yet in the grand theatre of life, it's a reality more common than you might think. Imagine the world as a marketplace of emotions where every interaction is a transaction. In this marketplace, some individuals have found a way to capitalize on the currency of emotions. They've learned to leverage others' feelings for their own gain, transforming every emotional exchange into a source of power. These individuals hold an understanding of emotions that goes beyond surface-level interactions. They recognize that emotions are potent, driving forces in our lives, capable of influencing our decisions, our actions, and even our self-perception. By tapping into this power, they can control the flow of attention and validation, directing it towards themselves. So how does this work? It all begins with a deep understanding of human nature, an ability to read people, to anticipate their emotional responses. This understanding allows them to manipulate these emotions, to stir the pot, to create ripples in the still waters of an otherwise tranquil emotional landscape. The result? A magnetic pull that draws people in, that makes them crave the validation and attention they offer. It's a complex dance, a game of give and take, where they control the rhythm, the pace, and the direction. And the most astounding part is, the other dancers in this emotional ballet often don't even realize they're part of the performance. They become emotionally tethered to these individuals, often without their own realization. Is there elegance in destruction? This query may seem paradoxical at first, but let's delve into the essence of the phrase. Destruction, in its raw form, is often associated with chaos and disorder. Yet when it's approached with tact and strategy, it transforms into a dance of dominance, a symphony of power. Imagine a chess game, the board, an orderly universe, each piece with its defined role, the ultimate aim, the opponent's king. To reach this goal, some pieces must be sacrificed, positions must be compromised. This is destruction, yet it's done with grace, precision, and strategy. Now, transpose this concept to your interactions. Each conversation, each situation is your chessboard, and you're the grandmaster. You understand that sometimes to create a new order, the old must be dismantled, but you do it with such finesse, such elegance that it becomes a captivating spectacle. Your approach isn't a frantic demolition, but a calculated deconstruction. You peel away layers, exposing vulnerabilities, creating opportunities. You destabilize, but not without purpose. Every move, every choice is a step towards your goal, and they watch, captivated. They sense the danger, the impending destruction, yet they can't look away. Your graceful power fascinates them, bewitches them. They are drawn to the allure of your destructive elegance, even as they fear its potential. You leave them fascinated and fearful, captivated by the elegance of your destructive power. So, are you ready to embrace your villain era? We've journeyed through the realms of unforgiving magnetism, controlled chaos, and the poison of indifference, each a stepping stone to your villain era. You've learned to exude a confidence that's captivating, to manipulate emotions with precision, and to remain indifferent in a way that disrupts emotional power dynamics. We've also delved into the unseen game, where you've evolved beyond expectations, and emotion as currency, wherein you control the flow of attention and validation. You've become the thrilling nightmare, oscillating between warmth and coldness, keeping them on edge. And finally, we've touched on the elegance of destruction, where you dismantle situations with grace and strategy, leaving a trail of awe. Each concept is a piece of the puzzle that forms your villain era. Harness your magnetic power, control emotions strategically, and keep them hooked on you. After all, someone is at your mercy in this powerful villain era.